Hola amigos, El Presidente here. Welcome you back aboard the Eden's Gate Fleet Carrier. It is time once again for Talk O Tuesday. Now, Exorcist has been slacking on this show. He's not done one for a couple of weeks. And he wasn't going to do one this week. But you know what? El Presidente stuck in. And I am going to do the tacos for this week. Now, the summer is coming to an end. You must be saying, where has El Presidente been? Well, El Presidente is working on a very special project. That's right. Hopefully it will be out later this year. But I have been given a mission. Now you may ask what this mission is. I cannot tell you because it would be violating my contract. Yes, El Presidente does sign contracts and I do adhere to them. But today, we are going to talk about something that has happened, that is done. So El Presidente is more or less going to tell you what has already happened, that you should already know. But I'm going to give you my opinion because I know that my people value El Presidente's word. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we learned that the Trailblazers starships, the ones that have all the goods that people buy from, you get discounts from. Besides, by the way, El Presidente has the best cigars. Visit my station for discounts. Use the discount code ExorcistSucks. That's SUX, and you would get a 20% off of these cigars if you buy them from my station. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we learned that the starships were running out of materials. That's right, all these people, they're building stations and they're naming them after their mothers and their dogs and all kinds of weird stuff. And they're building chains where there's just one station and then there's another system with one station. Just seems like a lot of waste to me. However, these ships were running out of materials. So, because Brewer Corporation are the ultra capitalists that they are, pathetic, they decided that instead of restocking their shelves themselves, they got everyone else to do it for them. It's actually genius if you think about it. Now, there were many commanders that were taking part in this. And now the shelves are full again, at least at the Starlay station. I'm sure somehow they get miraculously from one station to the other because all the ships needed their goods, but they were all delivered to the one station. So I don't know how they got from point A to point B, but that is not for us to worry about. Is it? It's not for us to worry about. Now, today we're going to take a look at this article. And it's Brewer stocks are full. I made that name up. The original name was not very interesting, but this is much better. Brewer Corporation has confirmed the overwhelming success of the latest initiative to restock Trailblazers megaships, citing it as the largest single delivery effort in its history, with independent pilots transporting more than 1.2 billion tons of material. Now, that's impressive, even for El Presidente. I am impressed with this. Good job, commanders. Now, I did my hauling. I will admit that I did not haul as much as I probably could have, but the 1,265 items that I hauled in my ship, it's well worth it. It took part in this 1.2 billion. It made me a small part, but it is good part. The campaign closely followed closely on the heels of two community-led operations that saw the Panther Clipper Mach 2 heavy freighter enter full-scale production. El Presidente loves the Panther Clipper. This is a mega ship. It is beautiful. I have one of them myself, and it has a catchy name like everyone else, and it hauls all kinds of stuff. And now with these refined cargo racks and all the cool stuff that come with this, maybe I can haul more. But yes, El Presidente was not involved in the creation of the Panther Clipper, although some of my work was involved in the propaganda to sell it to you. So if you paid ARX for this, El Presidente 100% supports that because my propaganda went into that campaign and it seems to have worked very well. Now, it's interesting that Brewer Corporation and these other companies For years, they have been able to sustain themselves. They've been able to create new ships and new stations and to do all these things. But guess what? When all of a sudden in the last year or so, they've made us do the work. The Trailblazers megaships for Brewer Corporation, they need more stuff. And instead of asking their employees to do it, they ask everyone else. They're like, hey, you guys don't work for us, but you'll come and you hold these things, right? And what do? We say, yes, we'll do it. You pay us enough, we do it. Because that's what we are. Brewer's logistic network, already stretched by unprecedented colonization projects, received a major boost from the resupply drive. Yes, they did. There are people that are building stations out in the middle of nowhere. Just one station, then station, ship, station, system, and it just goes on and on and on. Like a spider. Whilst pilots also ensured the resupply routes remain safe from pirate interference across Minerva. Now, yes, we did have pirates, and that is really sad. I'm not saying that El Presidente had anything to do with that, but it can be unfortunate when some of your cargo goes missing and then possibly shows up on another market later on. Now, there were pirates. It seemed like this thing was going on forever. That's one of the reasons there was no Taco Tuesday, because there was nothing going on. It was the same thing over and over again. We need you to deliver this stuff. You move this from here to there to there. Hauling is a way of life for some people. For other people, it's boring. For me, it's good for a little while. But that's why there was nothing going on. It was like one, and then we do it again, and then all of a sudden, pirates. But you know what's weird is, it was pirates, and then we didn't hear anything else about pirates. It was all gone. There was no more pirates. So, I do not know what was happening, but yes, pilots did step in to stop the pirates. Pirates stopping the pirates in Minerva. Defending Stardust Station and, helping out commanders that may accidentally get their cargo taken by, nefarious forces. Brewer Corporation's COO, Mark Rennick. I cannot speak today. I do not know why. It is possible that El Presidente has not had enough camera time in the last few months, and I am rusty. I will never admit that on camera, but this is something to think about. Rennick stated that never before have we seen such a scale of commitment from the pilot community. This historic achievement not only met our needs, but has also far surpassed them. You know what's funny? This is corporate speak. This is designed by a PR team. He did not say this. The man himself did not speak these words. You know what he said? They did good, and they can do it more next time. That's what he said. But his PR guy says, Mr. Rennick, we can't say that to people. We've got to say other things. We've got to make them think that they contributed and they helped out. And so, yes, that's what they do. They say, we appreciate the contributions of our community. And you know what we do like fools? We raise a cigar, we raise a toast, and we smile and we say, yes, we did it. And then, the next time this happens, they're going to ask us to do it again. And El Presidente will be right there with you, doing it again. The Trailblazer colonization supply ships, which had suffered significant stock shortages, have now been replenished and are once again ready to supply humanity's continued expansion outwards. Brewer Corporation has confirmed that ships will remain in their original strategic positions. Now, El Presidente is not going to read all of these strategic positions because some of them are really strange and I cannot pronounce them. Like Bleti. I probably got that wrong. Actually, El Presidente never gets it wrong. So let's say that if I call it Bleti, that's what it is called. That's how it goes. So what does all this mean? Hopefully, El Presidente hopes and prays that this is the end of the spinning your wheels delivery community goal for a while, and that the social and political intrigue will continue. That's right, my friends. I want to see more things happening in the story. El Presidente is bored. I'm working on my project aboard the Eden's Gate, but I also like to read the news occasionally. And the same delivery to Starless Station over time, yes, it made a lot of money. Some people made fleet carriers here. Congratulations to all the commanders who bought their first fleet carrier. A lot of this money went back into the squadron fleet carriers. El Presidente does not have a squadron. I am my own squadron. But a lot of money went back into squadron fleet carriers, which is really nice. Really nice. So, in this case, congratulations to all the commanders. This was a record-breaking community goal. I mean that. More commanders participated in this community goal, we believe, at the moment, than any other community goal in the history of our game. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. Because it's glory for the restocking of the megaships, and it was one hell of a payout, my friends. All right, so the next part in this are these fools. My friends, these are called the disciples. I list them as Patreon supporters, but they are the disciples. If you would like to support Commander Exorcist and all of his nonsense, including El Presidente, I get a share of this. Then go here. Go be one of these fools. Sign up. There's a link up there if you want to see that. And my friends, that is going to be all for Taco Tuesday. Back gloriously. And what better way to be back than with El Presidente leading the way. Now, I hope that you all had a fantastic summer and that you were safe. And there will be lots more coming your way as time moves on. So, from me to you, take care, fly safe, do all the things that Exorcist says to do. I am El Presidente. You can't forget me. I won't forget you. Love you all. And see you next time. Good night, Commanders.